Welcome everyone to the Sign Draft Podcast. Welcome to another truck series race review. We haven't seen the trucks in a month. I think it's been
like forever.
Yeah. So trying to remember everything. Like where were the points? You know, how intense was the battle? And the battle was pretty intense, but didn't really have much of a battle. I mean, we kind of did, but the reason why we didn't have that much of a battle is because most of it was battling in the garage. With some of these guys trying to fix their engines, and it seemed like 5, maybe 6 trucks had so many issues. So
yeah, it's pretty. I mean, you think you're going into a cutoff race, it's going to be, a good battle, intense, and the points would be shaken up a little bit back and forth, but it just blew that idea out of the water, I guess.
Yeah.
But, just all these engines blowing. It just sucks.
Yeah, it sucks that we didn't get to have that much of a good battle, especially how close the points was. But before we go on a big rant about all that stuff, let's review how the race went on. Christian Eckes got the pole, which I don't know if that was his first one. I think he's done it one other time this season. So
yeah, this is his first mile and a half, and to get the pole, come here to do the pole. I mean, yeah, it's a great job.
And Moffitt would have to go to the back for a flat tire in qualifying. Still qualified 4th. Somehow that tire issue must have happened.
And speaking of qualifying, Jesse Iwuji, he wanted to tear down the pit wall.
Yeah, tearing down the walls, man.
Tear down the wall, man.
Yeah, that was just an unfortunate crash. He didn't get to run in the race because he didn't have a backup, so he let, I believe, Jesse Johnson, something like that.
Yeah.
Got to drive the car or the truck. It kind of sounds like Jimmy Johnson made a fake name and went driving, but it was cool to see that truck get number 34 duct tape to it. Change the number up a little bit. But it sucks that Jesse Iwuji didn't get to run in the race. So I don't know what happened to the truck. It just went full throttle into the wall, and yeah, it just wasn't a pretty sight.
Yeah, I don't know if he didn't get on the brakes or just trying to roll out of it or something, but just he come full speed into the wall, and it was pretty bad.
Yeah, those fans with some hot passes, man. They were probably scared to death if us sitting right there, or standing there close to the pit wall. I know we saw a few fans run away.
Yeah.
Which is good that they were paying attention. So
if you're ever at the track and get hot passes, pay attention to what's on the track.
Yeah. Another thing that happened, I thought the 8 of John Hunter Nemechek, was running, a couple races this season. I thought he'd be one of those to look out for tonight, but he didn't get to really run.
No, I ain't sure they never say what happened. It might have been a early engine issue.
Yeah, it was kind of the bad omen for the night. We just didn't.
The full moon, Friday the 13th, night racing, just, I don't know, it's altogether just bad.
Yeah. For some reason, the full moon makes engine explode.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but I don't know if it was the heat or what, but man, we had a lot of those issues. But finally getting the race started be Christian Eckes versus Ross Chastain. Chastain would take the early lead, and then would have a caution for Grant Enfinger. It would be the second engine, I guess, that would expire for the day. And yeah, just, he was going to be battling for that spot in the playoffs. And
yeah, he was only 2 points out, well, actually 2 points in at the cutoff, going into the race, and it really hurt him in the points, and he finished the regular season in the points lead, and now he's not going to go for the playoffs. I mean, it's just pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, you think regular season champion, he would at least survive round 1. those 15 extra playoff points, and they just didn't really help him out there. I can't really remember how he did at Bristol and Canadian Tire because it's been, a month, as we say. But, if he would have performed just a little bit better with those other two, he would have been, at least safe for one mistake. But unfortunately, just wasn't that way because
he didn't even finish half of the first stage.
yeah, had a strong truck early on. We just never got to see what he could do with it. But then it'd be Eckes versus Chastain on the next restart. Austin Hill would take the lead, but then Ross Chastain would grab it right back. Then we heard that Stuart Friesen had a cylinder down, so another engine problem, not as terminal as everyone else is having, but still that could have affected the points, and it kind of did. He didn't have a nice run, but he still survived.
Yep.
Then Ross Chastain would win stage 1, and then stage 2, Austin Hill would take the lead. They would have a caution for Johnny Sauter and Matt Crafton blowing up at the same time.
Simultaneous engine grenade. That's probably our first ever seen anything like that. The both catch on fire at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any correlation between, if it was Johnny Sauter's engine expiring, then something flew to Crafton's truck. But, that happened just about in a split second.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any correlation or, it was just kind of like somehow, some way they both decided to give up on their truck at the same time.
Yeah, Crafton said he might have seen something come off of Johnny's truck. It's just really hard to tell out there what happened. But there was some pretty big flames.
Yeah, and they say flames on a race car makes it go faster, but when they're on the outside of the race car, kind of the opposite.
No.
So,
yeah, and then Johnny, he tried to get his repaired and tried to go back out, and as soon as he went out, it just let go again.
yeah. Other than that happening, have a nice battle between Hill and Chastain. Chastain would eventually win the battle and win stage 2. So, yeah, a lot more engine issues that stage. But before we get into stage 3, we want to give a shout out to Walker, Bulldog, and Josh for finding Dale Jr. in the thumbnail of the Brickyard 400. They found Dale Jr. on the Kevin Harvick thumbnail. So, thank you for playing along.
Yeah, it's always fun to find Dale.
And Walker Bulldog, he's back.
He's back.
Took a day off, but he's back.
Yeah, I wonder where he been.
I need to figure out who's found Dale the most at the end of the season. Maybe we could give some sort of a award for that.
Yeah. The Where's Dale trophy or something.
Yeah. And stage 3, Johnny Sauter, that would be when he would come back out and then just blow up again. So it'd be Moffitt versus Christian Eckes. Moffitt would take the lead. Then Chastain would take the lead, and then would have a caution for Tyler Dipple. His engine would expire, and it's like, I don't know what was going on, but so many people's engines are just deciding to leave.
Yeah, I think they had a bad run on engines this week. I ain't sure what's going on with those. I think they just get mad because they don't run. They go take a month off. So yeah, it's just, man, it really sucked for a lot of the teams tonight. Just all the engines giving out.
Yeah, I don't know if it was maybe the heat. It's already like 130 some in the cars, and maybe if the heat and the oil just really just caused that. I don't really think it would, but
yeah,
something had to have happened for so many trucks to have the same night just about. And I mean, if this was something that was within the manufacturing of the engines, because all the trucks basically have the same engines, just about. So I don't know. I mean, that's something really in the playoffs you shouldn't be having widespread issue like this.
We really didn't hear a whole lot all year about engine failures, and all of a sudden, like, you know, a lot of good trucks is losing engines right here in the playoffs, and that's not good. And you know, it says something about the rear seal blew out in the engine, so I don't know.
Yeah, so with that, it'd be Chastain versus Moffitt. Moffitt would take the lead, but Chastain would power right back to the lead. And one thing we didn't mention was in that last caution, everyone else went down pit road just to take fuel. But Austin Hill, they was going to stay out, and then they realized that everyone else pitted. They're like, oh no, we need to get some tires, because they thought everyone else was getting tires. And so
yeah, I think he said something about his engine was kind of sputtering at that point, and so they thought, you know, bring it back down the pit road. And I mean, sometimes you ain't got to be good; you just got to be lucky.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really lucky call, because I mean, he was falling deep inside the pack even before that happened. So I wouldn't say it was a good strategy, but I don't think they really planned for it to be a good strategy.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's trying to save tires because all these engine failures and cautions, but there was no wrecks tonight. Not one wreck.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of
failed engines.
Yeah. So with that, Hill would be able to just run everybody down with 4 tires. Everyone else decided to not take tires, which I thought at least somebody.
I was like, why don't somebody take some tires? I mean,
so yeah, it was just kind of an embarrassing night for a lot of teams.
Yeah,
and the engine manufacturers. So
I don't think they need to take a month off, because they was all sleepers out there that night.
Yeah, so Austin Hill would win by about 2 to 3 seconds. Congratulations to Austin Hill and Notori Racing. Like you said, sometimes it pays to be more lucky than good. Really, you had to be lucky if your engine made it the entire way. I don't think they really planned for that strategy, but it somehow works. And it was just a weird night of racing.
Even Tyler Ankrum was talking about his engine was sputtering at that one point. That's where he fell back, and then he still managed to finish in the top 10. So he started out his last one in the playoffs, 14 points back, and he makes it.
Yeah,
just because he had to finish the race.
Yeah, that's really crazy. I mean, we talked about Tyler Ankrum could be the spoiler for all this, and we have Talladega coming up in can you guess how long?
A month.
So
no, we have some more engine failures. Get these things fixed first. But I think tonight was one of the worst races all year.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the battle between Ross and Moffitt and Austin Hill, that was awesome. Could have been better. I think it's been better in the past couple of mile and a halves, but it was still an awesome battle. But it's like we could have had so many more cars or trucks to be in this battle. I don't know if that's on the teams or if it was on the manufacturer. Yeah. I don't know who's at fault, but a lot of people, or at least somebody, messed up really big.
Yeah, you had half of the good trucks out already because of engine failures, and then wasn't many people, what many of them left to battle out really. And it's just the race was kind of sour like these engines were.
Yeah, if this race was in the regular season, I wouldn't be so critical on it. But this race was the race. If you got to perform here, we had a lot going for it. We had a month to really, be excited for, the first round in the Truck Series playoffs, and then it ends up being this kind of, who can survive their engine. Ben Rhodes, he was probably, very scared the entire time because he was the last Thor Sport truck, out there. I don't know if he was using the same engine or not, but
I mean, he survived. I mean, he was up there running 3rd and 4th during the race, and finished up 6th maybe.
8th, I think.
Okay.
So, still a strong finish, but man, it probably could have been a lot better on some teams. Tyler Ankrum probably looks at this and is really excited that that happened.
Yeah, he really dodged the bullet tonight.
Yeah. So many playoff contenders. I mean, there's only 8. And, we had just about 6 of them have issues. Natalie Decker is another person that we talked about, or didn't talk about, that had engine issues. Not in the playoffs, but still. That's another truck that had some engine / electrical issues.
Yeah. I mean, she wasn't involved in a wreck tonight, which is, is good for her. But her engine gave away, so she just can't get a break, can she?
Yeah, so it's a really unfortunate race in that regard, but we still got to see some good battles throughout the field. 5 wide at one point, so that aspect of the race is pretty good. I'm still surprised that they didn't crash at all, especially with all those 5 wide restarts.
Yeah, they were 5 wide. It was crazy.
I guess everyone started to be concerned for their engines and laid off. I know this seems like the engine rant podcast, but man, it's kind of embarrassing coming into your cutoff race and then all that happened. So hopefully Talladega in the next month will make up for it, and Talladega can be pretty wild.
Yep, I'll about guarantee you there's probably a wreck in that one.
If there's not, I mean,
if there's not, it might be an engine failure. So. Sorry, I just
kind of concerned about my computer at this point. It might have a failure and explode during the podcast.
Full moon.
All right, so
it's not Friday 13th no more.
Oh, so we're good.
We're good.
We're good. But yeah, that was an interesting race, I guess. Again, congratulations to Austin Hill and Hattori Racing. 3rd win of the season. We'll see if they can take that and build on it. Talladega is one of those you can't really go by, performance, but another one of those luck tracks. Maybe
this one you gotta survive and just be lucky.
Yeah, but that time is not for engines.
Right.
It's for other trucks.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully the Xfinity race, which by the time you're seeing this is tonight, hopefully there will be less engine failures. But if there are more, I'll be surprised if there's a ton more. But if there are more, we'll be really concerned about the Cup race.
Yeah, well, the engine tuners be worried about that coming into Xfinity and the Cup race.
Yeah, so stay tuned for our race reviews. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more, and we'll see you then.